let's have 50 people in a spike trap with like 5 lines, and if they make it 24 hours in there, they get like $1 million.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Steak and Cheese Podcast.
Hello, everybody. How you been?
Yeah, we got some good stuff for you today.
100%. 100%. How's you been this month? How was your month?
So far the month has been pretty busy. We are currently going through a Sahara dust right now. For those of you who do not know, basically a bunch of wind kicked up the Sahara Desert sands and is blowing it over 5,000 miles across the ocean, and it hits over to my state of Florida.
And so you're just getting sanded on.
Yeah, basically. Now, granted, we actually like when this happens because it decreases our chance of getting like really strong hurricanes because the sand just soaks up all the moisture in the air.
Keep forgetting that you are like living in a country that is actually has hurricanes. Like it's very common in Florida. I feel like.
Oh yeah, it's super common. Like we have hurricane season that lasts basically the rest of the year.
Damn.
It goes from like June, July, all the way into November.
Do you have like a shelter or anything in like next to you, like in case?
Oh yeah, Florida has a whole bunch of places that are like hurricane shelter acceptable.
Okay, so you're safe.
And if I to my my workplace is also considered a hurricane shelter.
All right, then. That's good. I mean, like you guys built your house made like out of wood. I watched that guy on TikTok. I don't know if I ever talked about him. He's a young man. I get him all the time on my For You page, who's like always professional, and then he does like some crazy shit while building houses. Like, oh, that wood is not quite next to the other wood, so we're gonna get out a lag and an impact drill, and then we. The basic solution to every problem this man apparently has is just use a lag, which is like a screw, I guess. And I'm sitting here like, why don't you just leave the screw in? No, I gotta like take the lag out again, but before I do that, I gotta hit it with like the nail gun like 20 times, so I have 20 nails in that one corner. I feel like that's not structurally like sound. I'm not gonna lie to
you. I mean, it's probably better than that one TikTok of the guy that's been going around where he's building his own house and he takes the impact drill, drills 2 pieces of wood together, and the wood clamps onto his balls.
Yeah, no, that's the guy. That's
the guy.
That is the guy. Yeah, he used the lag to put 2 pieces of wood together, and his balls were in between, which is kind of funny. But also
it is very funny. But then also like everybody at first watches like, oh, why is he panicking so bad? And then everybody's like, oh, I watched the second time. Rest in peace, his offspring.
Yeah, that hurts. The thing is, right? I worked in construction, right? Back in when fuck, dude, it's like 2014, I guess. I worked in construction, and I'm an old man. I keep thinking about that. But when I worked in construction, we obviously we used like concrete and brickwork and all that shit, right? Like I can make you a wall out of bricks in like a day if you want to. Like I know how to do this now. But wood, we only used wood in the upper floors when it came to like roofing, right? Like that was the old style roofing. These days, obviously, everything is like flat because it's like cheaper to build and it's technically better. Because of energy efficiency, because if you have if you imagine a roof, right, it's usually like triangular, right?
Yeah, we're in that kind of house right now. Yeah, basically the triangles make it so that way it takes longer for anything to cool down.
That's correct, and also it heats up very much, and also it's in general not that great anymore. Somebody who works in construction can maybe tell us why, but I'm pretty sure energy efficiency is more in the everything is boxed and squared and whatever the fuck, right?
Yeah. I mean,
what
you're
can I
probably
say?
using an AI search to be like, hey, AI, how do I build a house?
Let's not jump into AI, bro. I have so many, like I have so many thoughts. So first of all, to before we start talking about AI, I just want to put both our points, I think, really up front. We both hate generative AI, right? Do you agree with that, right? If somebody, for
I
example,
do. It's
if
like there's a use for AI in a lot of things, but if you're using it for the simple day-to-day tasks and also art AI, I don't like it.
no, yeah, me neither. Like the thing is, right? Like if you, for example, use it at my job, for example, we are supposed to, like if we do a PowerPoint presentation, we have to like use generative AI to do the to do like graphics for the PowerPoint, which I find very stupid because the point kind of gets lost if I don't take an actual
It
picture.
does, because like the whole point of the PowerPoint is like you're taking the time to make sure it flows nice,
You know, so like
to make it presentable.
they go in and like, oh yeah, you should ask the AI to basically generate you this whatever the fuck, right? Let's say, for example, it's a laboratory, in Lego style. So there's like little Lego people, you know, like in a lab, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why would I do that? Why would anybody do that? It's I get agitated every time I see that, but especially in our sphere, I would say, of VTubing, AI is like VTubing is obviously a not a counter movement to AI, but like it's completely like it's the complete opposite direction of what AI does, right? This model,
Yeah.
your model, it has been crafted by somebody meticulously, right, with millions of layers, so everything moves and it's nice and whatever the fuck, right? And to be like, hey, I want to have a model and then just use AI is kind of ass. I'm not gonna lie to you. But obviously, the AI has its uses. For example, I researched for our main topic today. I'm not going to spoil it. We're going to go there in soon. But for our main topic, I checked some articles, and to find these articles a little bit faster, because obviously some articles will have the same headline but talk about something completely different, especially in when they come from the US of A. Not to throw any stones, of course, right? But so with AI, I can be like, hey, can you find me articles that talk about that topic specifically in that area, and then it will like filter out some shit, which is great.
Mhm.
And for that, I think AI is useful, but like obviously, we don't have to talk about the fact that I mean AI data centers poisoning water, you know, like all that kind of shit. It's crazy out there, man. I swear. I'm glad I don't work in that area. And I'm a chemist, right? Like I destroy the universe. I know that, but you know, at least I have a conscience. AI doesn't have a conscience. It just does things. But yeah, AI. I want to talk about with you. I want to crash out about something. Fucking AI rice cookers.
Yeah,
Right?
like the fact that somebody put AI into a goddamn rice cooker. Like, I think it was not too long, one of us made the joke of, oh yeah, we're gonna have AI in a toaster. This is close enough.
Mm-hmm. Like, the thing is, right, with rice cookers, put rice into a bowl, you put water into a bowl, you put that thing into a rice cooker, the water evaporates, the rice cooker has a sensor. It recognizes when the temperature goes over 100 degrees Celsius, because at that point water boils. I don't know what 100 degrees Celsius is in Fahrenheit, but you probably know. And then after water is boiled, it recognizes it goes harder, and then it turns to warm. That's all the rice cooker needs to do, right? Why the fuck do you need AI for that, right? Like I mean, like okay, I don't know, like maybe because like, oh, if you have like different grains of rice, but that's like a fucking filling and putting the rice in problem. That's not something that AI can help you with while cooking rice, right? It's not going to be like, hey,
and also on top of that, on the boxes and or bags, they even have instructions of how to cook and make the rice.
Yeah, it's like very simple. People have been using their fingers for years to just figure out how much water goes with rice. It's insanity, and I am not okay. I am just not okay with that. I don't like that. I checked the what is called for example, a fuzzy logic, right?
Mhm.
So, for example, it recognizes if the pot is heating unusually slowly, there's probably more rice and water, and then it will change the rate in which the pot heats up. Why do I need to change the? I just want to boil the water. It's not that hard, right? Like, oh, the water is nearly absorbed, so reduce the heat. Don't reduce the heat, just keep boiling the fucking water. Oh, the rice is gonna be better. You know that people have been cooking rice in fucking barrels at this point, dude. It's not that hard to make rice, right? I eat rice. I used to eat rice every day. I kind of stopped ever since dating Onu. That has nothing to do with Onu herself. It's just me being lazy. But at the end of the day, like, what the fuck, dude? Like,
There's a place and everything for AI, but in your food, literally in your food, is not one of them. I'm not gonna go up to my rice cooker and be like, hey, rice cooker-san, can you tell me if I'm about to have cancer?
Can you check this fucking MRI I got if I have cancer, please? Rice cooker-san.
Can you check if any grains of rice will make me have chlamydia?
No, but it's like it's so crazy, right? I have watched today, actually, this morning when I woke up. I usually have a sort of ritual, right? Every Saturday when I wake up, because during the week when I wake up, I watch the news, right? But on the weekend,
Right.
I don't want to have news. I don't want to know. I kind of want to know if Mitch McConnell is dead. I hope he is. Fucking Jesus.
Who the fuck knows at this point?
At this point, nobody knows. But I don't really care about that at the weekend, right? Like, I don't care if Mitch McConnell is dead right now. I hope he is, but, maybe he just needs to be fed more human souls. I don't know how that man sustains himself. But, and in the like, I watch tech news on the weekend because I want to know what's new in tech, right?
Yeah.
And one video popped up, which from the Linus Media Group, Short Circuit, where they kind of like test products out.
Like the movie?
I think so. Like I don't know. It's a channel they have where they get a product and they do hands-on review. Like, hey, we're gonna test it out and see how it's going. And while most of these, I could like completely crash out about tech YouTubers specifically because I really, really hate tech YouTubers, especially in the upper class of tech YouTubers. There are some people, for example, Linus Tech Tips, right? Or like Mr. Who's the Boss if you're like European. Both of these channels are insufferable and I hate them. I wish every tech YouTuber would just be Marques Brownlee. And we can talk about why, but I just wanted to put that out there. But I watched a video of those today where they used an AI chef to grill. And I was like, what the fuck is that? And it's like legit like a little thing that like you tell it like, hey, I want to have like my steak. I have a New York strip steak and I want it medium rare with like a good char, a medium char. You can figure it out, right? Like it shows you.
You can figure that out. It's called go to YouTube.
But it shows like a graphic of how the steak will look approximately, and then you have to put that steak with a temperature probe, obviously, in between like a metal grate thing, and then put that thing into the AI chef grill thing. And I find it hilarious, not only because the steak came out miserable. That was the worst steak I've ever seen in my entire life. I could have put that shit into the microwave and it would have come out better. But second of all, I find it funny because the first time they tried to make the steak, they missed the skill check. There's an actual like Dead by Daylight style skill check there just to like put the steak in at the right moment, which is insanity. What the fuck? Like, why?
Oh, no.
That thing costs $2,000. How the fuck can you not only make a steak really badly, but you can just miss a skill check and your steak is ruined? Like, what? That's crazy to me. I'm not gonna lie to you. But like, maybe we should keep AI out of our food, right? Like I said,
recently we had our friend DB he made a lasagna, and he did ask AI if there's like a recipe out there for like a slightly healthy lasagna. Granted, he had the AI search for the recipe. He didn't ask AI to be like, hey, help me make lasagna. And also there's been like a whole bunch of because I've just been going balls deep into this. Apparently also it can have different results depending on your wording and the prompt.
That is insane. Like, I use AI sometimes when it comes to recipes. I use AI because I have, like, for example, if I open the fridge and I have, like, okay, I have a can of beans, I have some rice, obviously, like I have some noodles and I have some assortment of vegetables. Hey AI, what can I do with that? Sometimes it gets some good results. Most of the times it's kind of like, okay, I could sit in the kitchen for like 8 hours, or I could just make these noodles and put some beans on them. I mean, fuck, dude. People have eaten worse. But yeah, like
cough, avocado toast, cough.
I never understood avocado toast. Like, I sometimes, like, when I make like a little like burrito type shit, right? I sometimes put some avocado on it because it tastes nice. But like, if somebody comes up to me with a toasted piece of bread and some avocado on top, I'm gonna be like, "What the fuck?" Like, come on.
Well,
man.
that's the other thing too. They'll put like red pepper flakes on it, a little bit of pepper, and like some fancy olive oil drizzle, and then boom, $12.
Yeah, I mean, like, but like, listen, I'm German, right? I don't know if that came through yet. Apparently, according to TikTok, I sound like a New Yorker, which is kind of weird to me. But I'm German.
Because your R's are Oz.
Maybe. I'm German. If I eat bread, right? I go to the bakery, I get some bread, right? It's usually like, I don't know, like in between 2 and 5 euros, depending on which bakery I go to and what quality the bread is. And then I slap it onto my plate and I put a slice of cheese on it and a slice of salami, and that's it. Right? Like, that's a German Abendbrot, evening bread. And that's fine. Bless you.
God bless you. God bless you. It's okay.
It's okay.
My allergies today are like murder.
Yeah.
Man.
The Sahara Desert is making us
Yeah, understandable. Can I crash out about tech YouTubers? I know this is not a topic we prepared, but can I just crash out about those a little bit? If you don't mind. I am sick and tired of these people, dude. The problem is, okay, I have a whole video prepared in my head about the Mr. Beastification of YouTube in general, like how big channels keep doing the same shit, basically Mr. Beast stuff, like the $10 burger versus $5,000 burger, and then they have this fucking shitty ass face where they go like, "Oh," in the fucking thumbnail, you know, like the soy jack face that is also AI generated. You fucking piece of shit. But also, I want to crash out about the fact that these people don't even know anymore what the normal consumer wants. And that's the insane part to me, right? Like, fucking, for example, big example, right? Love him to death, Mr. Who's the Boss. He recently made a video, an update video about his house. When he started living in the house, he spent like 200,000 euros to like make the house like techie and cool and like all kinds of shit, right? And the man legit went like, "Oh yeah, for our B set, which is like outside in the garden, right, mate? We have like a fucking like triangular like sofas, and we thought those would look cool, but then we realized they were really uncomfortable." Like, what the fuck do you mean? Like, I am a normal person. If I go into a fucking IKEA and I see a sofa that is triangular, right, with a lot of angles and shit, I'm not gonna be like, "Oh, that seems comfortable." You know what I mean?
Which is funny because anytime I'm in IKEA and there's like a couch or a chair, I go, "Ooh, I'm gonna put my ass in it."
Exactly. But like, he was like, yeah, like it was really like hard to move around and we didn't like it. And that was $20,000. And I'm sitting there like, how do you buy $20,000 of furniture just to look futuristic and realize, hey, actually, that's really uncomfortable? Please, man. And the same thing applies to Linus Tech Tips, right? Love the man also to death. These are nice people. I'm not saying these are bad people, but what I'm saying is they kind of lose the plot at some point, right? For example, Linus, he made a recent video where he tested out why is everybody buying this $200 TV from Amazon, right?
Okay.
First of all, everybody's buying this USD TV from Amazon because obviously they can't afford anything better, right? If I had to buy a television right now and I saw a $200 television that has like 4K and has maybe like a somewhat smart system, I would be like, okay, I'm gonna buy that, right? It's only $200. At least I can afford it. First of all, right? And then second of all, he sits down and is like, okay, well, like I can, like, if I look at the remote, right? It's like a typical, like, cheap, like, remote. And like, okay, it says HDR10, but it's obviously not HDR10. The lab result came in and it's not like actually taking the color. Nobody gives a shit about the colors at this point, man. They're just buying that shit so they have a television to watch some Netflix on while they cry themselves to sleep because the US government is keeping
football while I'm making a grilled cheese.
Yeah, like maybe if they can afford grilled cheese, man. It's legit. It's sad out here, right? Like everything is expensive. People can't afford human basic things because the 8 richest people in the world need to become richer while the normal working class gets absolutely demolished, right? And we're sitting here like, oh, why are people buying a $200 USD fucking television? Why did nobody buy a 50 series graphics card if they are not a power user? Right? If they don't have to use it to be like in like the most like 3D environment. Why is the most ran fucking graphics card 6 years in a row the RTX 3060? Can you imagine that maybe people don't have the money to buy this shit anymore? Like I'm losing my mind, right? And then they're sitting there
the
like,
fact that even companies are reviving the old systems because, like, hey, we realize that these budget PCs are not selling anymore because they're too fucking expensive. So let's revive some old parts.
Yeah, I mean, like, why not at this point? Like, it's. I have a dead man switch on my computer that if my RAM fails, my head will explode. Right? At this point, I have to do that because otherwise, like, if my RAM fails, my whole computer is shit. I want to buy some RAM. I'm looking at 600 euros for the same amount of RAM I have right now that I bought back then for $150. How is that possible? Right? How can we sit here and be like, okay, that's fine, right? AI data centers, they need the RAM. Yeah. How about we don't? I'm sorry, and it's personally it's infuriating, right? Because I see people
it
like
really is.
Like I see people then look at like, we checked out the newest iPhone, and we obviously only check out the Pro Max version because that's what most people are gonna get. No.
Like all the celebrities, sure. All of the social media influencers, sure. But your average Schmo Joe, no, they're gonna go for the iPhone SE.
Of course they will. Because why wouldn't they? They need to they need to work with a phone, and that is a reasonable, okay phone, right? The iPhone SE from 2020 is something I had until recently, and it was a fine phone, right? I bought it specifically because I thought, I'm doom scrolling too much. I want to, like, doom scroll less, and, like, if I buy a cheap phone, I want it to be, like, at least, like, a reputable source, and iPhone is... Obviously, Apple is a good source for that. And I bought the phone, I put my SIM card in it, and it took like 2 days until I realized I'm doom scrolling just as much because this phone is pretty much capable of doing that. And you know what I mean? Like it's like we gotta like stop, man. Like some people are like overdoing it, right? Like for example, like Linus Tech Tips. Again, love the man. Don't get me wrong. He bought a private jet. He bought a private jet to fly to America to go to Best Buy or Micro Center, some bullshit, to buy some parts and build a computer in the air, right? The man got 1 million views in a day for that video, where he bought a private plane, right? Compared to that, we had Marques Brownlee. I'm sorry, I love the man. I will die knowing that this man is a good guy, and if I ever hear that the man is not a good guy, I will probably lose my mind. But he had made a video about like glass on phone, right? Actually, if it like gets like more shatter resistant, it gets less scratch resistant. There's like a fine line there. We kind of try to get close to and shit. That video, just an informative video in his studio, sitting down on the desk, not even on the desk, I assume, like just on a sofa, just talking about phones a little bit. 2 million views. Where is that investment of the fucking private jet necessary? It wasn't even for the spectacle. Like, nobody was there like, oh my god, Linus Tech Tips, he has a fucking, like, a private jet. I gotta watch that video. Nobody did. In fact, they made an actual, like, fucking website to track the CO2 that he is emitting, because you can obviously, it's a plane, so you can track it. Right. And so they track it, and they're like, look at how much CO2 it's costing right now, right? And at some point, I gotta say, like, did we like kind of lose the plot? Like, especially with tech, because I love tech, that's my problem. I feel like a lot of people lost the point. It's the same with food, right? If you ever, like, sorry to like take so much time to crash out about that, but I really want to crash out about that. Have you seen a Joshua Weissman video in the last year, for example? The man hasn't cooked.
I'm not tech savvy, dude. You're gonna have to tell me who that is.
Joshua Weissman is a cook, right?
Okay.
And he got famous for making really good food, right? Like, he was cooking some food, right? And it was like showing off some cool techniques, was giving out recipes. And then he made some cookbooks, and then he became really, really big. And then he started just doing like, I eat every fast food burger in America. I eat whatever the fuck. I tried this. I eat that. I tried this. I went to China to try out street food. And here's the thing, right? Obviously, this is a video that is good, right? You can do that. You can do whatever you want. However, it's been a year, man.
I've seen him around.
You checked him. It's been a year. The man hasn't cooked in a year, right? Without making some stupid spectacle. Now, you might say, Phil, that's the algorithm, right? The algorithm requires...
No, because I feel like you did your research on that.
I did my research, because you know who still cooks? Binging with... Sorry, lost my voice here for a second. Binging with Babish. He's still cooking. He actually also started making not reaction style videos, because that's like wrong, but like, I'm trying out a fucking burger with I don't know, like a fucking pig's foot in it. I don't know, fucking Jesus. But he noticed that people were like, hey, where's the cooking videos? We're here to see you cook. We're not here to watch you eat McDonald's, right? If I want to watch a guy eat McDonald's, I'll find a way, right? I go to the local McDonald's, I take Onu, right? We're going to sit down at the park bench and just people watch, right? We get some spicy nuggets. It's all good, right? But spicy nuggets do sound good, huh? Onu's giving a nod of approval. But yeah, the thing with that is, in general, like, I don't want to watch that necessarily. And like Joshua Weissman, nothing against this man. I don't know this man, obviously. But he also doesn't strike me as a personality that I want to watch. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like he's a really charismatic guy who's like, oh, I'm going to try this chicken nugget sandwich. Like, have you ever seen, to jump to a completely different topic, but Joe is Hungry? Have you ever heard of that guy? I want you, until the next podcast, we're going to talk about this guy next podcast. I want you to watch at least like 3 or 4 of his videos where he fucking goes ahead and like, he is hungry and he tries out like fast food and shit. And I want you to just sit down and fucking look at the man eat fast food, because he's so charismatic. The way he presents the shit is so enthusiastic and shit, that you're actually sitting there like, okay, I want to know. I've never had like fucking Taco Bell Crunch Wrap Supreme, but he's testing it out and I want to see, like, what does this man think, right?
Why is the first like photo I see of him is still from a TikTok video, and it just looks like that stereotypical middle-aged to almost elderly American man where they have their head tilted up a little bit and they'd have like a face. And
Yeah.
they just think, oh, yep, this is how you take a photo.
Dude, like I said, watch some of his videos and we go back to that next podcast and you tell me that this is not the greatest thing you've ever seen. In terms of food reviews, obviously. But yeah. But like I don't want to see Joshua Weissman doesn't sell me that, right? Like he's a guy who got like from fat, like not fat necessarily, but like chubby to very thin now. And so when he eats like a McDonald's cheeseburger, I'm like he's not gonna even eat that, right? He's gonna take a bite and be like, oh yeah, that's good, and then like run like across the fucking place 3 times so he can like say like, oh, I didn't lose any I didn't gain any calories, and it's really just fuck these people, man. Like that's all I have to say. I'm sorry, I'm really annoyed at this because where's the passion? Right? Like, watch, like, people, like, I'm gonna shout out some people that never see this and will never know me personally. But, like, Drew Gooden, for example. That man comes in every, like, 6 to 7 months. He makes one banger video where he, like, hyper-focus on one topic, and you can feel the passion ooze out of every corner of this fucking video.
Right.
Right? Like, it's like that. Those are the kind of videos I feel like people should make. Because, like, if you see, like becoming a YouTuber and internet personality or whatever the fuck, it's obviously also our dream at some point. I mean, like, weird VTubers streaming live on Twitch, right? You guys know that already.
Yeah.
But I feel like even the younger generation, they look up to these people, right? And if they see, like, a fucking Mr. Beast going, like, I don't know, let's have 50 people in a spike trap with, like, 5 lines, and if they make it 24 hours in there, they get like $1 million. Like if they see shit like that, right? Like it feels like somebody just took like a D20 with 20 topics and another D20 with a bunch of topics and added $1 million after another dice for the hours, right? Like that's how that feels, right? Like, oh, let's I don't know, let's put like 100 people on a stranded island and they have to survive a week, get $1 million.
At that point, that's just Naked and Afraid.
Yeah, but that's how Mr. Beast videos work these days. I don't know, right? It's like crazy. It's like I tried roll the dice. Fish burgers in roll the dice. America. And then that's a video. Like, why are we doing this, man? Where's the passion? Make your own fucking fish sandwich, right? Like, maybe do some research. What is the best fish to make a fish sandwich for? And you could even go so far to go like, I'm gonna fish for that fish, right? You get a fishing license somewhere. You go out in a boat, you fish the fish, you show the fish, you kill the fish, you fillet the fish, you make your own fish burger from scratch. That would be amazing. That's a free video idea from Phil here, right?
Yeah, there you go.
But it's like, that took me like 20 seconds to think of. And instead they go like, oh yeah, we can go down to the local McDonald's, right? And we can get like a fillet of fish. I mean, it's the same burger than it was in the 90s. So
the double fillet of fish with cheese.
I've never heard of that, but that sounds straight up disgusting.
Oh yeah, that's me over here. We have a double fillet of fish.
Right, like, oh, I mean, like, if it's like, oh, I'm gonna try the new, I don't know, like, fucking KFC Cheesa, which is a chicken pizza, right? Like, I mean, that's fine with me. But if you are a cooking channel, sorry to talk now about cooking channel for like half an hour, but if you are a cooking channel like that, why don't you? Just saying, why don't you like make your own cheeser and then compare it to the one you buy? And you're like, hey, mine is obviously better because like if I have basic human decency, I would not put pizza ingredients on a fucking chicken. Like,
I mean, the only thing that really is about chicken over here, we have a chicken bacon ranch pizza and a chicken barbecue.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, basically instead of the red sauce, it's either barbecue or ranch. And oh, it's so good.
I mean, I can see that. We have a Domino's here, right? And
oh, there you go.
I mean, what can I say? But no, we have a Domino's here, and sometimes, right, like when I'm like really, really stupid, I go in and I'm like, okay, you know what? I wanna order like a salami pizza, but instead of tomato sauce, give me barbecue sauce. Instead of salami, give me, I don't know, bacon strips and artichoke, and drown it in all
At
kinds
that
of
point, just
cheese
build
you
your
have.
own.
Yeah, that's basically what I'm doing. But I always start with salami pizza because I don't know what the difference is between with basic sauce and red sauce. I'm not quite sure what the difference is. I have never asked, and I will never find out without asking, I'm assuming. Somebody that works in Germany in a Domino's can maybe tell me. Because it's only, as far as I'm aware, in Germany where there is this differentiation. You know what I mean? Words.
So, according to the AI overview on Google, at Domino's, the basic sauce refers to their signature robust inspired tomato sauce, which comes standard on most pizzas. The red sauce refers to a hearty marinara, a sweeter, chunkier, and less heavily seasoned option primarily meant for pastas, but available as a pizza base.
Oh. Yeah, that makes sense. I was always wondering why half of the pizzas on Domino's are kind of sweet. But it makes sense if they have like a sweetish marinara sauce. That makes actually sense.
Yep.
Okay, but like to completely swap the topics now, because I feel like I have yapped about like cooking channels enough. Let's talk about our main topic today. Kiri, do you want to bring us into the main topic today?
Yep. We are going to be talking about the male loneliness epidemic. This is something that Phil has been wanting to ask me for a while that we just keep on forgetting. And I eventually looked it up and I was just like, oh, yes, I can fully talk about this.
Hell yeah. So, for audio listeners, love you to death. What the fuck is the male loneliness epidemic? Is there a sickness going around? Is there an actual epidemic where people die because of a sickness? Or is it, like,
Well,
what is it?
I mean, there are people who die of a broken heart. There are people who are saying they're dying of loneliness. There are people who are saying that they are just ill with being single. No, it's not an actual condition. It's just, I want to say it's almost like a hive mind.
That's actually very well put, honestly. Well, what is
It's
what
basically
is
a
it,
hive
Kiri?
mind.
Tell me. I need to know.
So, essentially, it's men who don't really have any friends.
Yeah.
They are alone. They probably over-rely on, if they even have a female friend, they overly rely on that person as their main source of contact. Essentially, it's, I live vicariously through you. Please tell me everything. Your sex life is my sex life. No. And this happens to anybody between, I want to say, teens to, hell, I think even like late adulthood, like
Yeah.
late 30s, early 40s.
Some even longer.
Yeah, I mean, you'll be in the fucking retirement home. You're like, I'm still suffering from the male loneliness epidemic that I've had since I was 19 years old. Well, what happened to Grandma? Who?
Who is Grandma?
I don't remember this Grandma. I
Who's
remember my
that
Grandma.
bitch?
She's in the grave. I'll be seeing her soon.
Okay, so basically, in the end, I obviously I am I'm a researcher. I have a PhD in chemistry, so I know how to research a lot of topics. And so I wanted to do a little bit of a deep dive in that topic, and it's actually kind of funny because this paper, which is a relatively recent paper from this, like I said, 2nd June of 2026, that is like a month ago, maybe. Right, so very, 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 very recent. It actually argues that the male loneliness is real and severe, but we should better understand it as a gendered life course problem, because it affects mostly vulnerable groups of men. So it is actually, you only fall into the male loneliness epidemic if you are already vulnerable as a man, which is quite funny.
Huh.
But yeah, like where does this come? Like if you're like an audio listener and you've never heard of this topic, where does this come from? Right? It's a very interesting thing to talk about, right? I'm gonna be like the very political charged one right now.
Sure.
But like there's a problem in the current way we meet people. I would say that's the most problematic thing about all of that, right? Because the male loneliness obviously comes from the fact that they don't have partners, right? And due to that, they act in a way to basically be as, if that's the word I
I
want
was
to
gonna
use.
say pathetic, but sure.
Yeah, it's pathetic, but they try to act, right, in a pathetic way to be as agreeable as possible, especially for women, and obviously, and therefore, they are the most unfuckable people on the planet, right? But
And
yeah,
why are they all Discord mods with fedoras saying "my princess"?
sometimes. But yeah, the thing is, right? All right, so let's say, for example, you are now an 18 to 19 to 20-year-old man, right? Let's turn
18
the
to
clock.
20.
18 to 20. 18 to 19 to
18 to 20.
to 21, maybe, if you want to. But let's say you're one of those people, right now.
Sure.
And you are single, right? Oh my God, you're single. Sure. You're single now. How do you meet a girl these days?
These days, it will be...
You know how old I am because I say these days.
Yeah, I mean, hell, some people meet them through high school, great. Some people just like do a random act of kindness, and then boom, that's how I met your mother. Yeah, no, nowadays it's just, oh, I'm gonna download this dating app.
Exactly, and there we go. So my problem, like, let me take you back to those years, right? Let's turn the clock back. At this point, fucking 15 years. Jesus Christmas, I'm sorry, I'm old. But basically, back when I started, like, getting into the dating life, my first girlfriend, right, was a very, very lovely lady that I met in band practice, right? I was a guitarist.
This one time at band camp?
Yeah, basically that one, because like in our school there was an orchestra, there was a big band, right, like jazzy kind of shenanigans, and there was a choir. Right, because like every school has a choir in Germany, because why not? And basically the thing was, gotta dig deep for that one. I'm sorry. The thing is, I was in the big band, right? Because I played guitar mostly. So when I played guitar, they were like, "Hey Phil, you play guitar? Can you play jazzy guitar?" And I was like, "I can try." And then they showed me, and I was like, "Yeah, I can do that." And then I was in the big band. It was an extra credit for school, which is great. And also, it was just kind of fun. I'm not gonna lie to you. It was fun playing like jazzy classics, right? Like fucking Coltrane or some shit, right? Like with a bunch of really enthusiastic young people that all wanted to play jazz. Really great. Just if you are still in school, what the fuck are you doing here? But also, if you have the option to go to a big band, always do. If your children have the option to go into a big band, let them. But yeah, in band camp, it was like once a year we had a summer concert, and then basically in the spring we would sit down, I don't know, like 4 days at some fuck ass location and would just like practice our music all day, every day, and then in the evening we would just eat together and then like talk a little bit about music theory and shit, like band camp shit. Yeah. I don't know how to explain that. But yeah, basically, she was in the choir, and she was a young, funny girl. I don't know why I'm talking about that, but like we got together. It was nice. We were together for like a few years, and then we broke up because she cheated on me with a bunch of people. We can also talk about cheating later, but that's a different topic, I think.
I mean, that also kind of tied into a segue.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, but then there was online dating, and back then, when online dating was very fresh. If I swiped on a girl, right? Back then you didn't swipe, you had a radar and shit, like Love Who was this big thing where you had a radar and you would look at girls around your location, and they would just write them like, hey, and they would write back, hey, and then you would meet up and probably fuck. I'm not gonna lie
Hey,
to
with
you.
3 Ys.
It was depending on the whys. And here's a classic intro joke was always like, hey, what is a beautiful girl like you doing here on this fucking app, right? Back then it always worked. These days, not so much.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah, it's really bad. Really bad, believe me. But so that's online dating, obviously, back then, right? And what happened was a lot of people found people through online dating, obviously, right? It's really, really easy. It's convenient. It's in your pocket. You can just pick it up, right? You can write over most apps, so a number swap wasn't really necessary. And so you would meet up, would have a second date, a third date, and maybe get together. However, what happened then? A lot of horny men came. Well, as men are, right? Shout out to all horny men out there. You keep our friends in business. I'm sorry for that side thing. I should cut that out. But anyway, I'm not gonna. But I could. But anyway, so a lot of phony men came. Obviously, like if you go on Tinder, right? Like your first instinct as a unknowing participant is swipe everything, right? Why not? Cast a wide net. Maybe you find somebody who vibes with you, right? Who has the same interests or whatever. And due to that, and obviously to the people who are like, hey, I want to fuck something, so I'm just gonna swipe right because I'm a Chad, right? I'm like a guy wearing sunglasses in the club and beat my wife to death last year. Sorry. But yeah, basically these people, they just swipe right. And therefore there's a wide array of men liking women, right? Like obviously there's gonna be more men than women. And so all the men are liking everything. So obviously they don't actually get to any women necessarily, because like let's say you are a normal guy, right? Maybe you're a little bit chubby, maybe you already have like you're bald, right? I don't know. Maybe you have a monobrow, I don't know. Whatever like
monobrow? Do you mean a unibrow?
Yeah, we call it monobrow in German. That's why I said monobrow.
Oh, that's fair, because one.
Yeah, it's one, right? But unibrow, right? Like, I don't know. Maybe you have 16 cats. I mean, everybody has some hobbies, right? But maybe you're not like the perfect man. I'm pretty sure, right? Like a lot of women that would not necessarily have been like talking to like really like supermodel guys. You're talking to the six packs and like, like the Chad energy. Like, oh, I'm a business guy in finances and shit.
I have my own office cubicle, and I have a Mercedes-Benz.
I pay every year 200,000 euros to get that shit repaired because Mercedes-Benz are shit cars. But yeah,
they are.
They really are. I repaired quite a lot of them. I hate them. If you are paying that much money, your fucking head gasket should not blow off after 2 years. I'm not gonna lie to you, but whatever. So yeah, basically they ride with these people, and so obviously you already lost, basically, right? You know the old saying, like, don't call a girl beautiful, call her stupid because she has 20 fucking guys calling her beautiful or some shit, right? That basically happens there really, really fast. And so then the fucking gods of the algorithm decided, like, hey, you know what? Like, these people, they don't get matches because obviously we want them on our app. If they got matches, they would not be on our app because they would be, I don't know, doing something productive with their life. So how about we add a bunch of fake people in there, or like people from like another country where like there's like obviously going to be like a
12 to 18 hour time difference.
Exactly. Or how about, which is also funny, we look at accounts from like America or like Asia or whatever the fuck, and just put these accounts for like one day into, I don't know, some random fuck ass place in Germany, right? Like it happened. Where I was like, that girl is 100% not in Germany right now, because that is a high school graduation photograph, right? And there she is at college in like some fuck ass community college I've never heard of. So she won't probably be a German lady, right? But that happened. And therefore, you have this whole dissonance where like just people don't get matches, and that's the only way people these days get together, right? It's not like
Well,
like, not the
then there's a
only.
whole bunch of dating apps out there where they'll have, as you said, all these fake accounts, and they'll use those fake accounts to also suck and dry the wallets of any of the sad men out there
Yeah, exactly. Like
because it's a fake connection.
and it's like let's say this without sounding mean, because I've been going through that, but like I have had 6-7 years, like 7. Yeah, I had 6 to 8 years where I was.
You almost said it again.
Yeah, I know. Where I was legit like lonely, right? However, I do have to say I wasn't like crying about it. In fact, I was kind of happy. I'm a very like introverted person, and I don't really need contact with people. Like it sounds really harsh, but like if somebody is calling,
I mean that also it ties into the male loneliness epidemic criteria.
Yeah, but like I do enjoy being alone. It's really weird. Like I can remember people. Like I have a good friend of mine who is like very alone, and he like I talked about it before in the podcast. He pays for Burger King with coins so he can feel the touch of a woman, which is
right
insane. But like I never had that. I'm kind of okay. Like if you ask me, like Phil, do you want to hang out on Saturday? Like if you were here, like I'm talking present, like in Germany right now, and you'd be like, hey Phil, you want to hang out on Saturday? I'm gonna say yes, but I would love to say no. You know what I mean? Like it's like.
And you're just like behind him was like, fuck no. Yes.
Yeah, I don't want to like I get invited to so many house parties where it's like, oh yeah, they're gonna be like 50 people. And I'm always gonna say like, yeah, I'm gonna come. Even if you ask me on the actual day. Right, like half an hour before the party starts, like, yeah, you're gonna be there, right? I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'll be there, and I'm not gonna be there. You will never see me at a house party. At least
you do more than what other people done for said the epidemic. Because at least you actually do an attempt, you actually try to do things, and I mean, for anybody that's introverted out there as well, I don't mind going to places. I just don't like big crowds. Any, like, one set location that has more than, like, 15 people is too much.
Yeah, general speaking, like even, like, when people talk about, like, oh, Phil, you're gonna go to V Expo this year, you're gonna go to, like, I don't know, like, some ass convention. Like, do you want to go to TwitchCon next year? I say yes, and obviously I would love to go, but I would love to go as a individual that is not necessarily like there. You know what I mean? Like if like for example, we talked about TwitchCon next year. I think it's in Berlin, and obviously, like as a German, I can walk to Berlin, right? It's going to take you a little bit, but I can walk there. And so you might say, Phil, you should go there. Obviously, it's like in your place. But at the same time, there have been 4 people telling me, like, oh, if you go there, we could go together and we could have like an Airbnb together and shit, right? And I cannot stress this enough. I don't want to spend time with you. If you're listening to this right now and you have invited me to TwitchCon, I'm just going to say to you right now, I'm sorry. I really don't want to spend the time with you in an Airbnb because I'm going to freak the fuck out if there's like 6 people, especially like VTubers that scream a lot. I will crash the fuck out. I will kill each and every one of you, and your bodies will never be found. That's not the kind of legacy I'm going for, okay? So let's not do that.
They'll never be found because he'll unlock some chemistry universe destroying bullshit and be like, "Yep, bye you."
Yeah, it's irrelevant. It's you would be surprised how easy it is to get rid of human remains. But that's a different topic for a different kind of podcast.
That's a whole different topic. That'll be Halloween.
Yeah, sure. Why not? On Halloween, we can talk about human consumption and how you get away with murder. Not that I have
Cannibalism. Anyways.
Yeah, but you know what I mean, right? It's like, as an introvert person, I never had the problem of being too lonely. Obviously, I've had some like general like, oh, what the fuck am I doing with my life thoughts? But that's like, I think normal. right? When you like all you do is you wake up in the morning, you go to work, you come back from work, and then you sit in front of a computer playing video games, especially video games like World of Warcraft. Shout out to World of Warcraft. Spent like how long? How old is that game?
EverQuest.
No, EverQuest not really. I was a World of Warcraft and Guild Wars kind of guy. But yeah, I spent way too much time on these video games just because it was something to do.
22 years old, World of Warcraft is.
So basically 21 years at this point. I've been there.
Oh, sorry.
No worries. I haven't played the newest expansion yet. I don't think I will. Yeah, it's I had a friend who was like, "Yeah, Phil, you gotta play World of Warcraft." I started again. I was like, "Is it good?" No, dude. Like, why would I play that? But yeah, but at that point I was like, "What am I doing with my life?" Right? Like, I'm just gonna die alone, right? It is a whole different topic. But like, there was the loneliness kind of creeping in. These days, I gotta say to everybody who's going through a phase like that right now, and you're like, "Hey, Phil, what the fuck am I gonna do?" It's all gonna work out. Like, I'm sitting here right now. I'm an animated VTuber avatar talking to an audience without a face on a podcast with a guy that I know from America, while my wife, who's also a VTuber, is sitting behind me trying to finish her shift right now. So it's really like life just happens, man. You got to just let it happen at this point. You know what I mean? So
it's like it's really easy to go down that slope of I'm never gonna make any other friends. I'm not gonna have any friends. Nobody really wants to like connect or like it's a slippery slope because the male loneliness epidemic also slips into toxic masculinity. Those kind of like go hand in hand.
Yeah,
because there are some men that'll blame the women or blame other people instead of actually looking at themselves.
Yeah, that's a slippery slope. That's definitely go ahead.
And like they'll even like retreat into isolation and have only like one friend. And I've known some people that are like, oh yeah, I only have like 2 people that I can really like go to, and I'm just good with that. Sure, but if you're doing something productive as well on the side, then you're not really far off being the worst one. But if you want to be better and you want to break out of this cycle, but you keep going back into it, even though people have given you all the answers to it, then that is your own goddamn fault.
Yeah, it's a weird situation at that point, because if it's, as you said, it's a slippery slope, and I feel like I'm gonna be very political today. I'm sorry, but politics play a role there as well, because like obviously. I'm gonna make some people mad.
If you're like I'm a left wing man and I'm trying to make friends with the right wing, that's not gonna work out well.
No, I'm not talking about that one. I'm talking about the fact that because where does the toxic masculinity come from, right? Because that's the question that you might ask, right? And I feel like it's very easy to understand, because if you look at the left, right, not the left, but like left-leaning parties, right? If it's Germany, if it's Spain, if it's America, the Democrats, you will see that there's a movement that puts the problems that people like trans people have, people with people of color, people that are non-binary, whatever the fuck, right? They push that forward, right? And nobody speaks about the male problems, right? If you're a white male right now, 18 years old, and you have problems, nobody gives a shit about you on that side. At least that's how it feels, right? That's important. It feels like that. They do give a shit, but like it feels like, hey, right now it's not your time. Obviously, there are some women, like if I look at TikTok sometimes, they're like, I fired my therapist because she said I was racist against white men. Like, how can I be racist against these fucking pigs? And I'm like, come on, dude. Like, are we, yeah, I got a lot of those on TikTok, man. TikTok really likes showing me these women to get angry about.
True.
But yeah, basically, that feels like that. And then you have, obviously, on the more like right side of people, you have like your Andrew Tates, your, I don't know, Asmongols, your fucking even Donald Trumps, who are like, yeah, man, like I know that it's kind of hard for you, but like, You know, like, it's our time now, right? and stuff like that. Like, obviously, an Andrew Tate will be like, hey, yeah, you gotta just make money, sell women, and fucking do drugs or some shit. And do 50 push-ups. Which might help at that point for these people, and that's how they fall into that category, which is really, really dangerous. And it also comes, obviously, from our male urge to be, like, stoic, manly people, right? Like, nobody told me ever be a man necessarily, but you have the feeling that you have to be a man, right? Like if Onu's crying, I can sit next to her and cry as well, but like, that's not going to help, right? You got to be stoic. You got to be like the support person.
You got to be like, "What is wrong, my love? I'm here to help fix your problems."
Yeah, that just discourages people asking for help, right? Like nobody ever, like, have you ever met a man who comes to you and is like, "Hey, man, I'm lonely." Like, nobody does that, right? Because you feel like you can't do that. It's really weird. And also, a lot of male friendships, compared to women friendships, right? Female friendship. I hate the word female. But you know what I mean. A lot of male friendships are centered around activities, right? Like, oh, he's my friend. I play fucking Dead by Daylight with him every day or some shit, right? Like, female friendships are more like an emotional thing, right? They talk about their emotions way more. According to a study, I don't know. I don't have any like female to female connections because I am a man, but you know what I mean. Like, I assume that lady that wrote this article is telling the truth, that she says that, in fact, that women are emotionally more revealing more emotional things than men. I assume that is correct.
Kind of, yeah, because a lot of men nowadays have been raised by their parents, who have been raised by their parents, that men should not show any sign of weakness or emotion because that just makes you a lesser of a man, which also plays into the epidemic because they feel like if they can't express emotions, then what's the point?
Yeah. And then,
it's not a sign of weakness. It's shows that you are strong as a person, that you can actually trust people.
Yeah. It shows strength to show, it is very strong to show weakness, right? I feel like that's a general statement I can make, right? If you are, like, because if you know your weakness, you know how to deal with it, right? Like, it's very important to. That's why I said to Onu, for example, when we started dating, that I'm probably going to fuck something up, because I'm probably going to fuck something up at some point. I'm just waiting for it. It's the kind of guy I am. I fuck stuff up. But yeah, it's like, you cannot just, like, general speaking, life advice here, right now, if there's a free tip from Phil, never wallow in your like, shit. You know what I mean? Like, if you're sad about something, don't wallow. Don't wallow in self-pity. Like, don't be a pig, man. Right? Like try to get out of shit by embracing who you are, right? Like, we can make a whole topic about, like, embracing who you are. But I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about cheating right now.
Oh my god. So well, actually, that's also the other thing too. Sometimes, if the man is not emotionally mature enough, they might also resort to cheating.
Good segue.
And yeah, there was recently in the VTuber sphere. If you also want to look at it, go look on Reddit on VTuber drama. You'll find it. It's there. It was very recent.
I hate
there was a VTuber that we kind of knew.
Yeah.
And they were relatively, because of their status, they were a relatively big VTuber in the indie sphere. Granted, they weren't as big as, like, Porcelain Maid or Sayu or Amalie or any of the other big other indie VTubers out there. But they were relatively big. They got to do a meet and greet at a little store in Florida. Granted, it was just a digital type of meet and greet, but still, as the fact that they were able to do it. They were able to get Twitch partner, which that's a whole other thing of opinions. And basically, the man was in a sexless marriage for what, 15 years?
Yeah, I think so. Around that.
And so during that time, he's got what, a kid? Maybe two?
I am not. I don't know if there were children involved, but just say yes. Yeah, okay, sure.
Okay. So, on the off chance that there actually were children, then that just makes this whole entire behavior even more disgusting. But if there wasn't, then it's still disgusting, but not as bad. But it's like, for me, the whole thing of, oh, any relationship is doomed to fail if people aren't having, like, having sex every so often. And for some people, that's not the highest priority. Sometimes it's just, hey, I just want to spend time with you. However that may be, I don't care. As long as with you and we're actually having fun and we actually like each other still, great. This man decided to blame his partner for their mental illness and the way that they live as a way to try and, as you eloquently put it, get his dick wet. And that, no. Just no. Because you can't justify being married for any amount of years. Like, the fact that you're even married, still no. If you were just dating, then not as bad, still trash behavior. Engaged, more trash. But the marriage, the whole fact that you went to the lane and said I do with your vows. Fuck you.
Okay. I'm gonna be more of a fence sitter in this situation. Well, what Kiris said obviously was completely right. We should, like, in general speaking, I find cheating the most vile, disgusting shit ever. However, in this specific case, I gotta be a little bit of a fence sitter. I agree. Like, if I had to, like, put, like, a fucking percentage on that, my percentage would be like I want to say like a 90-10. Right? 90
Yeah.
the way you see it, but like 10 in a different way. Because
That's fine.
in that specific case, we don't have to talk about, we don't have to throw any names out, right? Like, I feel like names have been put through the mud enough. You can figure that one out for yourself. But let's just say there was a relationship. It's like Kiris said, it's been going on for quite a long time. And my problem is with the presentation, right?
Yeah, that's
It's a very difficult thing. Like, obviously, first of all, we don't like. I don't care. Like, I just want to make that clear right now. I have wrote some shit with them in private DMs where we talked about the fact that because it was like men's mental health month or some shit, and we talked about like, hey, like loneliness is a thing, and like. Right, we agreed with each other that, like, obviously, like, you gotta look out for your fellow men in general. We talked about that bless you. We talked about that last month on the podcast as well. Bless you again.
Thank you.
Allergy, folks. It's the worst. But that's all the amount of contact I had with this person was literally like, I think like these 3 DMs where we're like, yeah, that's important to talk about. But other than that, I really didn't know this person. And so, again, what happened in these people's bedrooms, or what didn't happen, apparently, I don't really give a shit because it doesn't concern me, right? Like, if
Yeah, it's like we don't need to know whether or not you're not getting any.
But what I find very interesting, right? Like, I wanna throw dirt all ways if I can, right? Because obviously this man, what he did is vile, and you shouldn't do that, right? We don't have to talk about that. On the other hand, I find it weird, and I'm gonna just throw that out here. And I know that some people that listen to this far, if they listen to this 1 hour long, and they heard and they know who we're talking about, and they hear me say this, they will be really angry, and I'm sorry for that, but I'm just gonna say it out loud. I find it just as vile that if you figure out that your partner is cheating, and you are obviously being together for like a long periods of time, you don't try to talk with your partner about that, right? Instead, you talk about it with all of your friends, right? But tell the friends that they shouldn't say that they know. And so after you drop the bomb with your partner, and your partner goes to his friends, they are acting like, oh, I didn't know that happened. I'm sorry, right? And he tries to get support from them. And then basically, like, after a good amount of talk, they make fun of him for, like, trying to, like, put himself into a better light. That is vile and disgusting. Obviously, maybe deserved.
Really is.
Maybe deserved. However, I would say there's nuances everywhere. Like, I'm not saying, like I said, I'm 90-10. I'm just putting out some other points because this man has been shit on enough, and I don't want to shit on him more. He's basically said everything I wanted to say about that. But that I find that kind of vile. Then in general, a argument that got put up over and over and over again was the fact that this man doesn't talk about his feelings. We talked about this, right? This is a general man problem. It's also a reason for the male loneliness epidemic. They don't ask for help. They don't say anything. If my partner, let's say Onu, for example, Onu is also not somebody who talks very well about her feelings. It's maybe the autism, maybe the ADHD, maybe it's just me being really like, please tell me, and she doesn't tell me. And that moment, because I keep asking, I don't know. It's a mix of all of those. But if she brings something up, knowing that I know that she doesn't really speak up that much, if she speaks something up, I know it's important. If my partner comes to me and is like, hey, I kind of feel like we should have more sex or whatever, I know that this is really important, right? For them, right? I mean, obviously, like let's not beat around the bush here. Let's call a spade a spade. Every man likes to be somewhat like desired, wanted. Yeah. Right? Like if my wife wouldn't touch me like for like 2 weeks in a row, I would be kind of like, okay. You know what I mean? Like I would like, okay, maybe something's wrong. Am I getting fat? Am I like is my beard looking weird? I don't know. Right? Am I losing too much hair? Do I need to do something? When was the last time I showered? You know, stuff like that. But every man wants to be desired, right? And if you can speak about that desire, 100%, you should speak about that desire. But again, if he came to me, right? If I knew, like as this lady, if I know that he doesn't speak about his problems, and he came to me and is like, "Hey, can we not like have more sex?" And you're like, "No, I'm actually not really. I don't want that." And then you claim publicly, that's again. I just want to throw some dirt. Claim publicly that everybody was happy with this decision? Well, obviously not, lady, because otherwise the man wouldn't have cheated. I'm sorry to say this like that. It's not your fault, but at the same time, right? Like compromises, man. Like they exist.
Yeah. That actually that makes a lot of sense.
I just want to say that because like I feel like saying like, hey, I only had sex with people because like I thought this is what we should do in a relationship, but after having like some problems and vaginism or whatever the fuck it's called, right? Where like everything hurts. Yeah, it's a sickness. Like when they have like a very tight, and it hurts and bleeds every time you put something in there. That's the thing. That's the sickness that exists. I don't know if you noticed, but this is an actual sickness that exists. I don't know if it's called vaginism, but it's something. I think it isn't. I'm not 100% on that. I didn't research that topic for today. But after that, I decided I kind of feel more comfortable with asexualism, and we were happy with that. And my partner cheats with me, and I say this in the post, claiming that, hey, by the way, he cheated. I find that very, very funny. Like how. Like I'm not a, let's call a spade here. I'm not a scientist. I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm a scientist, but I'm not a psychiatrist. But I feel like if he cheated and you said, "Oh, I'm asexual," afterwards we didn't have sex and we were both happy with that, I feel like there was some dissonance there already. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't. You know, like I don't want to point any fingers, but I feel like. And like I said, I feel that is kind of also like a point, especially since in his post he claimed that he actually also asked to have an open relationship so he could at least sleep with somebody, right? And if that was actually truly the case and she said no because she thought he was happy with not having sex, I feel like this lady was very, very disillusioned. Or disillusioned?
Yeah, it was like, just being with me should be enough for you.
Delusional, that's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
But like,
Lulu.
Delulu. Jason Delulu. Sorry. That was my vocal stem for the day. But yeah, in general, it's a fucked up situation, right? We don't have to go, like I said, we talked a lot about the Saikuna situation and how he cheated. And obviously that is fucking disgusting. And I find it really weird that he has a platform. I find it even more weird that we have Pokemon going off on about like, I can't believe the man has a platform. I can't believe you still have a platform, you bitch. But that's a different topic. Sorry, Pokemon's catching strays right now. I'm sorry, everybody can catch these hands today. But yeah, I feel like
these hands are ready to eat for everyone, you son of a bitch.
Dude, you buy the left one, you get the right one for free. It's a 2-in-1 deal, dude. But yeah, it's no, it is. General speaking, it's a really shitty situation. But I find it very, very interesting that people had made it public that much, right? We had people going live to talk about the situation. We had people posting tweetlongers and tweetlongers about shit that doesn't really matter, just to put a point out.
Like anything that happens in the relationship should stay online. But like, if you're going to make some type of announcement about it, at least make it as vague as fuck. You'd be like, hey, some things have come up. Things will be different going forward. Thanks for your understanding.
Yeah. The easiest.
I've been doing all this and I'm going to be stepping away and working on myself. And then everybody's just like, oh, go enjoy your echo chamber. Go enjoy running away, you coward. And it's like, what the fuck?
And I'm gonna even put another foot forward and say that especially the Twitter rage mob should just at some point cease. Right? I feel like okay, the man cheated. Right? It is what it is. It's horrible. And
everybody
for this
does
lady.
it.
What, everybody does it? No. Everybody knows it, you mean?
Well, I mean that too, but also like outside of anybody that we directly know.
Yeah.
Almost everybody does. And that's just kind of like almost a norm in most relationships these days.
Yeah, that's another topic for a different day, like cheating in today's society. But like also, like I said, the thing is like it's a horrible thing. It's the most horrible thing, something like that could happen to you if somebody cheats with you when the relationship is fine. Obviously, this relationship hasn't been fine for quite some time, right? I cannot reasonably fathom that a man that really wants to be like touched and hasn't been touched for like years would be as loving as they describe him necessarily, right? I don't believe that for a bit. It's more of a
there had to be some type of like detachment or resentment there.
Exactly. But like I said, it doesn't belong to me. But the thing is, right?
Yeah.
There is a difference, which Twitter needs to learn. I feel like we will all learn this at some point, I hope. It might come with age. But there is a difference, a stark difference between like things that need to be said and things that don't need to be said, right? And also, don't try to make everything even worse drama, right? When, like, for example, this creator specifically, he had sex with an OnlyFans creator or like a lewd creator, like some sort of adult content creator, right? I don't know. It's VTubing, so it might have been just like, hey, here, look at my drawn naked boobs. I hired an artist for it. I'm not quite sure how that works. I'm still stumped on the people who do this every day. But this lady was 19 or something, or 20 or some shit. Like, she was like barely like over the legal age, what some people might assume is legal age.
There's a category for that.
A teen, I think it's called.
Barely legal.
Oh, barely legal, yeah. I gotta say right now, my personal opinion, I'm 32 years old. And I find 18-year-olds are little tater tots. They don't know anything about this world. And so if an 18-year-old girl would jump up here and be like, Phil, fuck me, I would be like, fuck you, dude. You don't even know who you are right now. Go back, walk across the mountain.
A little bit still smooth. Come back when it's got some wrinkles.
Basically. Right? Also, I would obviously say I'm engaged to a wonderful lady. I'm just saying hypothetically, right? Like as a 30-year-old man, I don't find.
Yeah, I was gonna say, Phil, you got a goth baddie.
Yeah, I know.
You got every man's dreams right there.
I know, and I love it a lot. But the thing is, first of all, that, and then people try to turn it into like, oh, he had sex with a minor, right? Because she was like. That's what legit it happened. And I find, right, like, because of all of this, right, it is hard to keep the conversation on, hey, he cheated, right? That is obviously like, should this man have a career and whatever the fuck? Probably not, right? We don't have to talk about that, right? But I wonder, as a person, if maybe both of these people, right, could have had a better rest of their life, presumably, if they didn't have this whole trash mob after them, right? Some people were like, even just like a footnote in that story, like me, right? I had some DMs with that guy. I could have also gone and be like, oh, he's like a piece of shit. He told me that mental health matters and whatever the fuck. But like, why do we make an elephant out of a fly, right? Like, let's keep the church. Can I end this podcast today with a little anecdote?
Sure.
Kiri, there were once two Buddhist monks, right? That have taken a pilgrimage to a monastery, right? And they were walking down a very, very fast river, trying to find a place where they could walk across, right?
Mm-hmm.
And once they found a place where they could walk across, they found an old lady sitting there, right, trying to also cross the river, but obviously she was an old lady, so she couldn't do it. And so the older pilgrim, right, he took that lady up and he carried her on the river and set her down at the shore. And he went his way up to the monastery. The younger pilgrim, he followed. At some point, the younger pilgrim said to the older pilgrim, hey, you know what? You're actually not allowed to touch women, right? Like, you did something bad here. And then the older pilgrim said, I left this lady at the shore. You're still carrying her around with you right now. Right? And that's how I want to end the podcast today. Think about that story. Next time you want to tweet, oh, he's fucked children or some shit, like think about that story. Right?
That's a very interesting way to put that.
Yeah, no. Do you know that my father is a yoga teacher? I've heard stories like this my whole life.
How do you get yoga with monks?
Because yoga in general, like, not the fucking like flower, like like flower power, like, oh, let's do some workout, Pilates yoga type shit. But like actual yoga is set in, like, is basically inherent with the way like Buddhist monks are taking their meditation and shit.
Okay.
So it's very like a good yoga teacher will force you to meditate at some point during his lesson. It's not just like, oh, doing the frog.
Meditation. It's normal.
Yeah, it's like I sometimes like back when he started getting sick before he died, right? I took over some of his lessons and I legit just had them meditate for an hour and then went home, and people loved it. People were like, oh, you because I would always read one of those stories, right? It's so stupid, but I read one of those stories. They would think about that. Some people fell asleep, right? I woke them up afterwards with a little gong, and then everything was nice, right, and fine, and they loved it. So, yeah. We could make, actually, like, that's a whole different topic, right? But like, we could actually at some point like make a combined yoga session, right? Like, I don't know, like evening yoga with Phil and Kiri, and we just like we do some yoga together, and
it's like our models will just be all staying still, and you just hear us be like,
You do it.
basically, we could do some some very easy things, right? Help people breathe and shit. I could prepare something. It's possible. We could do it. We could get some V-Roid models, meet each other in VR. You have a VR headset, right?
Yeah, I have a VR headset.
Yeah, see, we could get some V-Roid models made out of our own models, and then, you know, just like do some yoga.
I mean, I have photos of when my tracking just decided to completely shit the fan, and I was just dying because there was a mirror around, and I would just see my wall just freak the fuck out, go normal for like 2 seconds, and then it'll deform back into whatever the fuck it was happening.
Yeah, well, that's it does require full body tracking, but we can make it happen. We can make it happen.
I got standable.
Oh, well, that should work as well. I have a MetaQuest too. I can make full body tracking work somehow. I know that they have like the cameras and shit for it. Whatever. It's a different topic. Next month's topic, right? I'm talking right now. I'm gonna give some sneak peeks for next month. Next month we're gonna talk about slavery, right, in the United States. No, next month we're gonna talk about fucking the female loneliness epidemic or some shit. We will see what happens, right? If you have a topic,
Yeah, we'll see what happens. It depends on what happens during the month.
Exactly. If you have a topic you want to talk about, put it in the comments, right? There's a comment box somewhere. If you're on Spotify right now, there should be a comment box. And if you're on YouTube, there's a comment box. And if you see that video anywhere else, go to YouTube. Be a comment box. Go to YouTube. Just go to YouTube. All right? Fill out the comment, join the Discord, join the Patreon. If you are on Patreon right now, you already know all this shit. But you can join us, have some fun, get some mini rants, mini episodes, whatever the fuck. It's all there. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much, Kiri, for hosting this with me.
No problem. Thank you again for wanting to yap with me.
100%. And we'll see you guys next month.